Hey everybody, welcome along to this video. This is just a video just explaining the DC network. Now this DC network is for you Patreon members. There are some free things on here, but the good stuff is locked to Patreon paying members. This is all designed to give you the most value I can possibly give you for money. Now I'm very proud of this site. This site is something that I've built from the ground up. Nobody's helped me. I've done this all on my own. I've never coded or built a website ever in my life. I've done this over the last 3 or 4 weeks, basically spending every hour under the sun, if not in the form book, on this as well. So I hope you appreciate it. I hope this is something that's going to be very useful for you. We're going to run through it not very quickly. We're going to run through it and look at what you can use, the tools available to you, etc. Now, currently you'll see across the top my bar because I am logged in. So obviously, as I'm logged in, I can access every single page. It'll be different for those people that who are non-members. They won't be able to access some things. It will ask them to sign in with their Patreon. Your Patreon is linked to this website. You can sign in with your Patreon. As long as you signed in through Patreon on the, at the same time, you can access all of these things with your membership, and that goes for basics as well. So basically, any paying Patreon member can access the entirety of this website. Those people that are not members have to sign up to see certain things, but can use a lot of stuff. Okay, so this is the homepage, the DC Network banner up here, sort of philosophy, if you like, expert betting analysis, community and education. Then we've got today's race cards. If you click, these are live, updated every single day. The blue is flashing is obviously the next race that is going off. The featured meeting, just ignore that for now because that's just basically just taking in the top meeting, I think, in an alphabetical order. So I'd leave that. You open that, you come to the race cards. You've got live odds at the bottom of every race card. Now, this is something that I do need help with, and this is what my developer is doing now. So my developer is going to be putting in the full form for every single horse so that you can use this website as a form study tool. But also looking at race replays, it is very fucking expensive, very expensive indeed. Racing doesn't want you to have replays on your website, so it may be a case of linking to another website for the replays exactly, but we'll work at that over the next 6 months and try and secure that. It's a lot of money, and I'm talking tens of thousands. So we'll see what we can do. But we've got the odds on here. You can sort by odds down the corner there. But let's just get back to the homepage there. The headline, Daily Network News. This is just the big race news updated every few days, and it's just giving you the big headlines. If you want all the sports news, you'll click down here, read more sports news. The betting education, we'll go through these sections, but we'll do it through the menu bar. Today's race cards, Cheltenham Ante, my tips, Andrew Mount's brilliant column. If you want to join the discussion, chat now, click there. That will take you to the chat rooms section, and then you click on there and it will take you directly to the Patreon service there, Patreon chats. I won't open that because it's got all the details of my stuff on it. Following down, latest betting podcasts, betting tools, which we'll touch on in a moment, latest betting videos, Racing Today stats by Ian, Network Daily Stats, which is another page we're going to touch on in a moment, the Punter's Diary, which has been fantastic, people writing their own diaries. I'm really enjoying those. Pro betting education, access to the live tracker, Saturday trading sheets. Okay, so that's our homepage. Let's navigate through about DC Network. This is about our sort of mission and what I want to do for the future, really. Giving people key statistics, some of your brilliant comments about the service. Where do we go? Top 3 priorities in 5 years. So this is where I want to be in 5 years. And this is us compared to the likes of Proform and GG's Gold. So you can just see the differences sort of and the prices and everything else like that. They're both brilliant sites, not against them by any means at all. Just mentioned about the chat rooms. You can click the chat rooms from the top, and this will take you through to all the chat rooms directly if you're logged in. The Racing Odds Center is something that's been added recently. This is giving you basically a comparisons table for all of the racing on today and tomorrow, working on putting in sort of future races in. That's the next upgrade for this, if you like. So if you click here, it's all in time order. If we look at the 1:15 at Cheltenham today, we can see Fortune de May, Birico Lord, and you can scroll across and you've got every single bookmaker on here. We don't obviously, like Odds Checker would have a click limit unless you sign up to them. I don't have no click limit at all. This is free for everybody to have a look at. Then you've got the tips section, which you can go to Daryl Carter's Daily Tips, which is obviously where my column appears. You've got Andrew Mount's tips. His column appears. You've got Cheltenham, which is obviously our Cheltenham Festival focus. And you've got Ian's Racing Today column, which I need to update quickly. Moving on, Racing Today is not Ian's Racing Today. Racing Today is a completely different column. This is free. This is trainer activity. This is jockey activity. This is your furthest travellers. This is your furthest travellers section over 250 miles for one runner. Will highlight a solo runner in a badge. So it's definitely worth having a look at that. Today's each way betting races all highlighted, so you don't got to search through everything else and try and find that nonsense. Then you've got hot trainer and jockey combos for today. So well worth a look. You look at like Kieran Fallon, John Mackey, 7 runs, 3 wins, 43% stroke rate. You can click that and go and have a look at that race card from that point, to the race cards and then to the exact race. The betting tools, this is a big part of the site. Betting calculators, win probability calculator. Now, yesterday we had a horse that was backed from 12 to 1 into 3 to 1, and people thought it was going to be a good thing. Now, the win probability on this is 7.69%. It was backed into 3 to 1. The win probability is 25%, meaning it's still got a 75% chance of losing. So that is a really good tool to put things into perspective for you when it comes to pricing. Always look at the win probability. It will completely change your thinking. Each way bet calculator, hedge calculator, back to lay calculator. So this is something I put in the chat yesterday about the horse we were just speaking about. If you had 50 quid at 12 to 1 on the horse, and the example, the odds on the exchange at the time of doing this example were 4.4. There was plenty of money around at 4.4 as well. Take away the commission for the moment because it just makes things a little bit more complicated. You then click calculate trade and it will give you what you need to make sure that you secure a profit without the horse running. Now, a lot of people will be worried about missing out on a 12 to 1 winner, but at the end of the day, you're trying to make profit, right? You will need a lay liability in your Betfair exchange or your Matchbook exchange account of £502 at 4.4. You are laying it. You are giving basically someone £147 to back it with you. You will win £97 either way if the horse wins or loses, or a 17% return on investment. But those are obviously for people that are a bit more forward in their betting education, but it does help a lot. You've got Dutch calculator there if you want to find. Oh, you've got Dutch calculator there if you want to find. What's going on? You've got Dutch calculator there if you want to back 2 horses in a race and you want to know exact. Say you've got 50 quid, but you like a 5 to 2 chance and a 3 to 1 chance, and you want to back them both, but you've only got 50 quid and you don't know what quite to do. Calculate stakes. Oh, sorry. 3 to 1 chance and a 5 to 2 chance for 50 quid. Calculate stakes. It will tell you exactly what to put on it to get a return on investment on any stake, a combined implied chance of probability. So there you go. That'll help you split your cash over a couple of horses. We've got build your own ratings on here, which is another betting tool. In this column here, configure your system. So put in what means the most to you. So use a 1 to 5 point system. Say the ground is a 3 on that system, or you could use a 1 to 3 point system, 3 being the top and 0 or 1 being the bottom, and you can put in the weight of factors that means the most to you. So is a jockey important to you? If a jockey is extremely important to you and you're using a 1 to 3 point system, you'd put a 3 in there, for example. Okay, so set that configuration up how you want it. Add the horse runner into there. So John, apply to scoring table. You can do it through here or you can do it on the actual scoring table. Is the ground a positive or a negative? Is a positive. Is the course and distance a positive or negative? Is the distance a positive? Is the course and distance a positive? Is he got a big drop in grade? Is the jockeys a negative? And then what it will do is it will basically give you a rating. Plus 12 you've got there so far. I haven't done the rest of these, obviously, because I'm just doing an example. It will then put ranked runners in this column. You then do another runner, say Barry, right? And then you'll go through and you'll say, right, this is my standard configuration system. This is what I abide by. And Barry hates the ground. He hates the course, but he loves the distance. And this is a massive drop in class for Barry, right? And then you can add the jockey, obviously. Has it been a trainer target? No, it's not been a trainer target. Did he win the race last year? No. Is he fit? Discipline? Is he fit for this discipline? Yes. Is it his chase debut? No. And then you go down and look, Barry has got a minus 1.5 or whatever. So that's the way you do things here. And it will give you basically a rating system overall. Three positives and 4 negatives. Anyway, you'll work that out the more you sit there and just play around with it. Pace map predictor is on here as well. Pace map pro. Again, this is being built in to be more advanced over the coming weeks. But you can select a course, you can select a distance, and it will give you the example. Pace example in the race. You can build your own pace map there. Draw bias table. This is draw biases around all of the courses, particularly on the flat, because obviously the stalls are a huge factor. So those pace bias draw bias tables will help. Track bias. So Ascot, this is a track bias, pace bias for each track. So if you want a front runner, 20%, blah, 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 pace rating 8 out of 10, low draw bias, enhances pace edge, etc., etc. All little bits and pieces to help you build your own tissue prices. This is interesting because I know a lot of you want to learn how to build prices into your betting life, and you want to basically build your own prices. Then you want to look at the market and find out value. Okay, so this will help you. This is something you should be practicing with. Okay, so 4-1. So let's say you've got, you can add as many runners as you like, whatever. Let's just say we've got a 6-runner field, 4-1, 15-8, 15-8, 3-1. I think he's an 8-1 chance. Oh, he's got no chance. He's a 20-1 chance, and he's a 16-1 chance, right? Calculate this tissue. Your book is 101%. Your book is a realistic range. So if you're coming out around 101%, it's a realistic range. Now you need to remember that the bookies will price this to sort of 110 to 120 to give them an edge. Okay, so read all this, and then what you do is you play around. I've actually done this, too well for the first go, really. What you'll do is you'll play around with things, and then you'll get your prices to where you want it to be, and that will tell you how you should be basically laying out a race. It will teach you whether you're overpricing loads of horses or underpricing loads of horses. You've got too much of a short market. If I put this in here at 6-4, this at 6-4, and this at 2-1, this will come out as 132%. Your book is quite fat, not me, the book. You built in a bigger edge than a typical bookmaker. Try easing a few runners out in price, especially those you're lukewarm on, to bring the book back towards 115% and avoid being too tight across the board. So this is something you should really be playing with to sort of get in your mind and get familiar about how bookmakers make prices for every single race. This will also give you an overround of a bookmaker's prices. So if you've got a race you're looking at today, put the prices of all the runners in there, and it'll calculate the book. So it'll tell you exactly what the bookmaker's edge is on that, and it should be between 100 and it should be 115 to 120%. But you'll find that some races go up to 140% and etc. It can also help you give you an idea of what time to correctly bet at, really. Value finder tool. So this is interesting as well. So this is like the next step of after you've created your tissue prices, right? So if you put Gary in here and you make this horse your tissue was 8-1, and the market makes it a 12 to 1 chance. It will tell you exactly what your edge on the market is, which is 3.4%. You can then use a Kelly criterion, which will say have 1.8% of your bank on it, or you can set your own sort of way up of doing things. You know, I normally like to have a 5% edge on sort of 2-3 pointers, etc., in the market, but it will also do the opposite thing. So if they put that in at 6 to 1, you make it an 8 to 1. It is an underlay, poor value. See, you should not be betting anything that the market makes or is poor value compared to your tissue odds. So this is good. You can do this with loads of runners. You can do this with the whole field. This is an interesting little tool to play around with. And then we've also got a bet finder. All courses. So let's look at Cheltenham today. Has a previous distance win. Or actually, let's just look at course and distant winners. Find bets. You got Tintin up there, Iberico Lord, blah blah blah. Look at that. How good is that? That's class, right? That's class. That's absolutely class. The bet finder's brilliant. In fact, the bet finder really is it's basically a real highlight tool for a lot of people. And I've just chucked it in here. Maybe I should make that more prominent. Right, moving on across top bar. We've now got football live scores on here. So this is your live football centre. So I know a lot of people love betting on football in the site. You've got live games, all, and that is all up to date, all automatic. There's Saturday's fixtures there. You can click on details there. And then what we got, Bristol Rovers, Swindon Town, match preview. We've got the stand-ins, got the head-to-heads. You've got all that. Lovely little picture there. Weather report. Love it. I do love it. Then you go down to Football Hub. You can look at the Champions League. If you go in the Football Hub, you can look at the Champions League and you can see all the results and the fixtures, etc. You can do that for everything. We've got the World Cup on there as well. So at the moment, we've got the World Cup group stage fixtures all on there. It's exciting. Then we've got the Patreon page. We've got contact us. My horse tracker is coming soon. You'll be able to track your horses and get emails sent to you directly once the full form has been put into the system, and once we've got that up and running. We've got all our gamble responsibly affiliate disclosures and stuff like that in there. Terms and condition page, my profit and loss, and obviously the Be Lucky brand where you can get bits and pieces if you like. Which is cool. I've got this hat, I've got this, I've got that. I need to get that. Right, across this bottom bar, sports news mentioned that this is all the BBC live sports news about every single sport that's continuously rolling in, so you can check that out. You've got horse racing, betting, education. As you all know, I love to educate. That all those entry levels are there. Videos, we've got smart betting videos and stuff on here like this. We've got podcasts. This is automatically linked to our YouTube channel, so podcasts will come straight up here. I don't know why that's being a little bit funny there. There you go. It's just taking a moment to load. My tips we've been through, Andrew Mount's tips we've been through, non-runners. So the day's non-runners are all on here. So any non-runners on today's card, 3 have been declared as non-runners today, come through there. The Racing Today column I've shown you. The Cheltenham Festival Hub is something that I've updated today. This is your Cheltenham Festival Countdown. This is your Cheltenham Festival Stats Centre. Your top trainers, I've updated all this today, so it's all good recent information. This is your race schedule across here. This is going to be a live feed through the Cheltenham Festival. Race trends library for the major races. This is a snapshot of last year, of all the results from last year, so you can remember who won what, etc. This is where our anti-post columns are, so you can double check. This is where our preview is going to go. Jesus Christ, there's fucking loads on this website, isn't there? I've done so well here, honestly. The Punter's Diary, you can read expert football betting advice. There is 5 columns on there, expert football advice. Once we get an expert football tipster in, we are going to be rocking and rolling on that side of things. Betting site offers, there's nothing on here now, but betting site offers will be on there, but I'm not going to push that on anyone. That's entirely up to you. Search horses, trainers and jockey, that is going to be implemented once the full form is in. At the moment, it's not going to work. Big race stats and trends, this will be updated regularly. Currently got the December Gold Cup trends on there. Just showing you the Football Hub, just showing you the live scores and fixtures. And that is where we are at the moment. Boom. I hope you get a lot of use out of this. Obviously, I've put my heart and soul into this. It's going to be evolving over the next sort of 6 months or whatever. It will be fully launched in the new year, but it will be constantly evolving, updating, and trying to give you the best value for money. I hope you enjoyed that, guys. Please do give the site a visit. Thank you.